Very simple. I told you, whenever you want to create a library, first you need to choose a folder. You need to have a folder. So on my desktop, I'm going to show you the same folder that what we have created yesterday. Now, can you see? This is the folder, my SAS data. I want to create a library called Srinivas to this folder. How to create a Srinivas? I do not want Srinivas. I want to have Sri. How to create a library Sri to this folder by programming method. If you want to create a library, first what we should do? We should get the path of this one. Shift, right click,
Copy as well.
copy as path, go to the program. Now, what is the programming step should write?
Libname.
Library reference name. And I told you, when writing a library reference name, what are the rules you should follow?
Less than 8 characters.
Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to 8 characters. Should start with alphabet or underscore. You can have a number, but should not start with a number. No special characters except underscore. Except underscore. Yes, by following those rules. Now I have given the name Sri, and then at least you should give one space, and you should give the path of the folder. Now select this one line, and select this one line, execute this one line. And I told you, this statement is example for what?
Global state.
Very good. This is example for global statement. Global statement. What do you mean by global statement? You can write anywhere in the SAS program. And this is a global statement. I'm selecting this one, executing this program. What is the library I'm going to have now? I'm going to have a library called 3. And this library is a representation of which folder?
My SAS data.
So whatever the information that we have in the My SAS data folder, we can see all that information now in Sri library. We have here 5 data sets. Now we can see all the 5 data sets now in the Sri library. Okay. Now remember, so in the SAS help library, we have a data set called snacks. Okay. I want to copy that snacks data set into Sri library as French fries.
Okay.
How we can do that one? Tell me. Data.
Three dot.
French
fries.
Semicolon. Semicolon. Run semicolon.
Snacks. Semicolon.
Run semicolon.
Help spelling.
Now I'm selecting the program, executing the program. Now can you see we have a French fries data set, and this is how we have the data. This is what we have seen. But I told you, is this Sri is a permanent library or a temporary library? Temporary. If I close the session, okay. If I reopen the session, can we find the Sri library?
No,
sir. No.
But whatever the French fries data set you created, that is going to get permanently saved in my SAS data. So that means we could able to save the data set successfully, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But we lost the connection between SAS and the folder. Now this time, I want to create, okay, a user defined temporary library by programming method. By GUI method. Very simple. Here you no need to write the program. What do you mean by GUI?
Once again, showing that before program.
Graphical interface.
Sir, before program.
Before program.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You write now, sir. Data Sri dot French fries.
I'll show you. I'll show you again. First of all, I'm going to create a user-defined temporary library by GUI method. Here, what do you mean by GUI? Graphical user interface. You know, what does it mean? You no need to write any program. We are going to have some graphical buttons. By clicking on those buttons, automatically you'll get the data set. You'll get a library. Remember how we have done proc import, import and export by using wizards? In the same way, by clicking on certain buttons, you can create a library. Now, how to do that one? Can you see here on the toolbar, we have a button saying that, can you see what we have here?
New library.
New library. Otherwise, in the tools also, we have a new library.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Otherwise, go to libraries. Now give a right click, and here we are going to have new option. We can do anything. Now I'm going to give the new library here. If I click on this new library, it will open a dialog box like this one. What is the name of the library you want to have? Remember, we are giving yesterday Srini, Vasu, stances. Today I have given Sri. This new name is equal to that one. Okay. I want to have a library, say for example, my lib. Okay. This is the library I want to have. What is my library name?
Mylib.
Mylib, which is only 5 characters, less than 8. It is following all the SAS naming rules. And then path. For which folder you want to assign this library. Remember, when you're writing a program, we are writing a lib name. Remember, we have written Srini a few minutes back. And then what we have written after the Srini?
Location.
Path of the folder.
Path.
Now this is equal to that one. We need to browse the path of the folder. Browse. Where we have our folder, remember? On
Yes,
the desktop. What is the name of the folder? My SAS data. Remember, you should you should open the folder. Open the folder and give a OK button.
Okay.
Now, again, we should click on one more time OK button. If I click on the OK, now can you see what the library I'm having now?
Mylib.
Mylib.
Very good. This mylib I created for which folder? I create this mylib for my SAS data folder. So whatever the data that we have my SAS data, we can see now in mylib. Can you see this one?
Yes, sir.
So here we have in my SAS data, we have 6 data sets. Now we can see those 6 data sets now in mylib library.
Okay.
This is how we can create a user-defined temporary library by GUI method. Can we do one more time?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now this time, I want to give it for a new folder. On my desktop, I'm creating a new folder. Here, on this, I'm writing simply data. So to this folder, I want to assign a library called stances. Tell me how we can do it by GUI method. What we should do?
New library.
Go to new library.
Library name,
Stances.
browse the path.
Browse.
Desktop.
Where we have that name?
Desktop. Data.
Data.
Open the folder.
Okay.
Click on OK. Click on OK.
Click on OK.
Now, if I go to, right now, I'm into mylib library. I want to go to main page of the libraries. You should click on up one level.
Up one level.
Can you see? Now we have main page of the library. So now, can you see what is the library I'm having?
Stances.
Now, I have a library called mylib. In the mylib library, I have a data set called EMP. Okay. Where we have this one right now?
Mylib.
Mylib
Library.
What is the data set name that we have? EMP.
Stances.
EMP.
I want to copy this EMP. Okay. I want to copy this EMP into stances library. Tell me the program, how we can do that one.
Data.
Data.
Stances. Dot.
Stances dot.
Because I want to have it into stances library. What is the name of the library I want to have? Right now it is in mylib library. Dot, what is the name of the library we have? The data set which is present in the mylib library as EMP will be get copied into stances library as EMP. Okay. I'm selecting this program. I'm executing this program. Now, if I go to stances library, in the stances library, can you see we have EMP data. So if we have this in stances library, what does it mean? What is the physical location? What is the address for this EMP data set? The physical location is
Data.
folder. Understand this one?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
if I close this session, this stances library also will be get deleted. If I reopen the session, can we find stances library?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, because that was also a temporary library. But we have created by GUI method, that's it. Both
Yes.
mylib library and stances both are temporary libraries. That's why if I close the session and reopen the session, I couldn't able to find those libraries.
Hmm.
Now, I want to create a user defined, okay, defined permanent library. How we can do that one, by the way?
GUI method.
Only
method.
GUI. Only by GUI method. You can do it only in GUI method. Okay. Now, my mission is I want to create a permanent user defined library for my SAS data folder. Okay. I want to have my library name as Surya. Okay. I want to create Surya. I want to create what library?
Permanent.
Permanent
Permanent
library.
library. Now, how we can do that one? Remember for which folder I want to do that one?
My
My
SAS data.
SAS data.
My SAS data.
Now, whenever you want to create a permanent, very simple. Again, you should click on the new library.
New
Here,
library.
can you see? Click on the new library. What is the
Surya.
library name you want to have?
Surya.
Surya. Now give the Surya and browse the path for which folder you want to give.
My
Browse.
SAS data.
My SAS desktop.
Go to desktop.
My SAS data.
My SAS data.
Open the folder. Now click on OK button. Now,
And
previously what we have done?
After
Previously,
we have
we click
to
on the OK.
Okay.
Before clicking on the OK button, now you should check enable startup.
Enable to
If you put a tick mark here, this library will become permanent.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If you uncheck this one, this library will become temporary. Remember, if you put a tick mark here at enable startup, this library will become permanent. Now I put a check mark here. I'm going to click on the OK button. Now in the libraries, we have Surya library. And I'm
Yes.
saying it is a permanent library. What do you mean by permanent library? If I close the session, okay? And after that, if I reopen the session again, now in
We
the
can
libraries
see.
folder, now we can find Surya
Surya
library.
library.
And
Yes,
that's
sir.
why this is called a permanent library. Don't think permanent is completely permanent. If you want, you can delete by give a right click. By clicking on the delete, you can delete it. But if you close the session, reopen the session, you can find that library. But if you manually delete it, you can delete that one also. But generally, when you close the session, you can reopen the session, you can find that library. That's why this is called a permanent library. Clear, everybody? This is how
Yes,
we
sir.
create. This is how we create, a permanent library. Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, I will give a task. On my desktop, just think logically. On my desktop, I have C disk folder. Can you see here?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
In
sir.
the C disk folder, I have one more folder called raw.
Hmm.
In this folder, can you see what we have? What are these?
Data sets.
All these are data sets, okay? These are not Excel sheets or CSV files or text file. What are these? All these are data sets. Now, I want to access all these data sets into SAS.
Okay.
How we can access all these data sets into SAS?
By creating a library.
Like we have
Very good. If I create a library to this folder, now in that library, I can access all these data sets, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now I want to create a library. By the way, I want to create a library by programming method. Tell me how to create library by programming method for this folder. By the way,
Open CD.
I want to have library name as in a raw.
Raw copy as a path.
So I'm copying the path,
Shift
copy
right
as path,
click.
go to the program,
Lib name.
lib name,
Name.
library name. I want to have a raw. Then path of the folder.
Semicolon.
Yes,
Semicolon.
And run it.
Select this one line, execute this one line. Now, can you see? I have a raw library. If I open this library, whatever the data sets that we have seen in that folder, now everything, all those data sets, now we can see in the raw library. Can you see this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you show it
So-
again?
Simple. Now, I want to create a library again. Now I'm going to close the session. Okay, I'm reopening the session again. Now, on my desktop, I will tell you in the real time, you are working as a SAS programmer. Okay. Then your manager will ask you in today's meeting, okay, so and so because so I'm giving a task. If you want to finish the task, you should have a DM data set. You should have a VS vital signs data set. You should have a concomitant medication, and you should have a medical history, and you should have an ECG test report. These are the five data sets that you require for today's task. And he will tell you all these data sets are present in your desktop, a series folder. In the series folder, there is a folder called raw. In the raw folder, you can find all those data sets. Now, can you see CM, DM, medical history MH, vital signs VS, and these are the data sets that you require. Where we have these data sets right now? These data sets are present on my desktop in the C disk folder. In the C disk folder, again, which folder that we have? Now, if you want to do the task which is given by your team leader, you should require these data sets. But right now, where we have these data sets are present outside the SAS in a raw folder. How to get these data sets into current session? Now, again, what we should know? We should create a library to this folder. How to create a library to that folder? Tell me in one way how to do that one. How to create a library?
Control and copy as a path.
Copy as
Right
path.
click.
Copy as
Copy as path. Go to the program. Tell me how we can do that one.
lib name.
Lib name.
Lib name.
Raw.
Space.
Library
Library name.
Surya.
Raw.
Raw.
Copy as path.
Path of the
Copy
folder.
as path.
Semicolon.
Execute the program.
Execute this one line. What is the library I'm going to have now?
Raw.
Raw.
Raw library. Raw library. So now we have raw library.
You got
Okay.
all the
Now you can now see. Now,
data
if you
sets.
want to do now the task, what are the data sets that you require?
DM.
CMMH.
DM. You should require VS. You should require CM. You should require MH. You should require easy. These are the now we should get all these data sets into work library. How to get these data sets into work library? You only tell me. Data.
Raw.
Work
Work
dot
Work
DM
dot DM.
semicolon set raw dot.
Raw dot DM.
So now the DM data set from raw library, it will copy into work library as a DM. Since it's a work library, you no need to write a work dot. Without writing work dot also you'll get it. Isn't it?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes. So now what is the second data set you should get?
VS data.
Dot
CM
CM.
set
Set
raw dot
raw dot
CM
CM.
semicolon.
Semicolon.
What is the third program related data? VS
Yes.
set raw dot
Raw.
yes.
Yes.
Run semicolon.
Did you get any doubt? You want to emulate all the 5 programs?
Can we do multiple sheets in the same?
No, you should
Single
ask
column.
me.
Sir,
Can't
we
we do
can-
everything in one program?
Yeah.
Okay? Can't we do everything in one program? Here I'm writing one program for one data set. It is taking a lot of time. Just imagine I want to have 100 data sets from raw library to work library. Can we do? How many programs I should write in that scenario?
100.
100. It's a time-taking process, no?
Yes.
Yes.
In
Yes.
future, we are going to have a shortcut for that one. In future, I will discuss that one later. But since this today is the time, I will explain outline. Okay? How to do that one? In future, we are going to write a procedure called proc copy. In is equal to from which library you want to copy?
Raw.
Raw
Raw
library.
library. Out is equal into which library you want to copy?
Work library.
Work library. Very good. Now, if I read this program, what is going to happen? How many data sets we have in the raw library? All the data sets will be get copied into work. But do we require all?
No.
No, sir.
No. Here we have a 21. We don't require all the 21. We require only 5.
DMVS.
Right? So in that scenario, we are going to write a statement called select. What are the data sets you want to have? DM,
DM,
BS,
PS,
CM,
Yes.
MH,
MH,
EG, semicolon.
semicolon.
You know what is going to happen? Now these 5 data sets will be get copied in one step into
Work library.
work library.
Work library.
Yes,
But
sir.
forget about for time being, forget about this program. We'll discuss about during the proc step. Okay.
Okay, sir.
For time being, we write one program for one data set. Understand everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is how we copy the data sets from one library to another library.
Sir,
So this is how we create libraries in the written. Yes.
sir, it is a raw data is a temporary data or it is a permanent data, sir? Now,
Raw folder is in a library you're asking?
yeah.
Library, I am writing a programming method. If you write a programming method, what it is?
Temporary.
Temporary.
Right.
If you need a permanent data, sir.
You have to do only by GA method. Only GA method. చూడండి ఇందాక నేను enable startup టిక్ చేశాను అనుకోండి. If I click on enable startup, this is going to be permanent. Otherwise, it is a temporary.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
In the real time, we always create libraries like this. Programming method only. Why we do only programming method, I will tell you in the next class, okay? Because if I write a programming method, if I save the program, I am going to have a proof for that. If I do it by GUI method, are we going to have any proof?
No, sir. No, sir.
I will tell you why we should not use GUI method, okay? Now only I will tell you. Say for example, now I'm opening a SaaS software. First of all, I want to create a library called, I want to create a library called XYZ. I want to create this library XYZ for data folder, which is present on my desktop. I want to do it with GUI method. Tell me how we can do it with GUI method.
New library.
Very good. New library.
Library name.
Library name.
I want to have XYZ.
XYZ.
Browse the path.
Desktop.
Data.
Data.
Open.
Data. Open the folder. Click on OK
Okay.
button. Click on.
Click the enable.
No, I want to have temporary library.
Okay, sir.
Now, if I open this one, now can you see what the library I'm having now?
XYZ.
XYZ. Now, in the SaaS help library, we have a data set called, heart. I want to copy that heart into XYZ library with the same name. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Again, I want to copy one more data set. What is the data set we have? Say, for example, we have a cars. I want to copy that into, again, library. Again, I want to copy one more data set. We have a baseball data set. I want to copy baseball into XYZ. Now tell me all the 3 programs, how we can do that one. Data. XYZ. Dot heart. Set. SaaS
help. Heart.
Now tell me second program data.
Data
XYZ dot cars.
Semicolon.
Very good. Data.
XYZ
dot
baseball.
baseball.
Semicolon.
Baseball.
Okay.
Semicolon.
Very good. Today I did this today at 5 o'clock. My shift is over. Tomorrow, again, I want to start writing. I want to continue my program. So if you want to continue tomorrow, what I should know, I should save this program, right?
Yes.
Now, how to save the program, by the way?
Control plus yes.
Yes. Control plus yes. I want to save it on my desktop. I want to have it as say for example, my work underscore 18 underscore 11 underscore 22. This is the program I'm saving. Okay. I save it. Now I close the session. I'll come tomorrow morning. I want to continue my work. Again, what should I know? I should open the SAS. I should get the code back. So to get the code back?
Control.
Control. Very good. Where we have our code? Desktop. What is the name of code I'm having?
My work.
My work.
Now open.
Yes.
If I execute this program, what will happen now? Do we have XYZ library?
No, sir.
Because yesterday I created XYZ library by GUI method. I created a temporary library. But if I execute this program, what will happen now? In the log window, you will get an error saying that you do not have an XYZ library to save it as. Do we have XYZ library?
No,
sir.
No, sir.
So since I created my GUI method, I do not have a programming proof for that one. If I would have created a programming method create chesundavandi and how would have created in programming method?
Lib
name.
I would have written the lib name, then I would have written XYZ, and I would have written
Copy as
the path of the folder. What is the path of the folder? This data. Shift right click.
Copy as path.
Now I would have like this one, isn't it? Now,
Yes.
if I saved my code like this one, so that now today, if I execute this program, this path will be get executed. Eventually, it will create an XYZ library, and eventually, it is getting saved. If I execute this program, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, the advantage with the GA method is say, now see, I'm closing the session. Tomorrow, I will come back. I want to get my code back. Remember where I saved my code? Control O,
I said
desktop,
my
my work. Now see, if I open this one, now I have a programming proof. If I execute this one, automatically what will happen?
We'll get again XYZ.
You will get XYZ library. You will get XYZ library. So automatically, if I execute this program, then what will happen now? All the rests will be get created again in XYZ library. So if you do it by programming method, we are going to have a program so that whenever you execute the program, automatically that library will be get created. Automatically the program is going to execute. Now you will have the data. Understand this one?
yes, sir.
So in the real time, we always create a library only by programming method. So that we are going to have a programming proof. Whenever you execute the code again, automatically a library will be get created and you will get the data into those data sets. If you would have done by GUI method, you will not have this proof. So now, if you do not have that proof, if you couldn't able to execute XYZ library, if I execute these programs, I will get errors because it will say you do not have XYZ library.
So in that case, why don't we create permanent library?
But if you create a permanent library, if somebody sees our library, they might delete our data sets. If somebody open that program, they can also see our library. Okay. So that's why we never create a permanent library because, say for example, you are working in a common system. You and your friend has got only one computer. Today, you created a permanent library. Okay. And you went to office. Your friend is practicing on your system. He opened the SAS software. If he opened, he can see your library, right?
Yes.
So that he can delete your data. He can alter your data.
Okay.
You should not do that one. But if you save a program, whenever you open the save program, you only can execute this one. So you'll get those libraries back. So you can execute that one.
Okay.
Understand this one?
Yes, sir.
Everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then. So this is how we create the library. This is about SAS library. Anybody, any doubts so far?
But per day, how many
can-
save letters, sir?
Pardon?
Real time.
Yeah, in the real time, we always save like this only. Now, see, I will show you one thing. Your seniors are doing the tables program. How I'm going to say, I want to get the code back. It is present on my desktop as a demographics. Now, see, I'm going to go to the desktop. What is the program name? We have demographic table. If I click on this one, can you see what is the first program I have written?
Okay.
If I execute this program, automatically what will happen? It will create a library. Whatever the data set that we have in that folder, everything now I can access. Okay, the library is going to get created. I can access all the data sets. Now the whole program is going to execute it, and you are going to get the result. So if you create a library like this one, you are going to have a proof for that one. So then ఎప్పుడైతే program open చేసి execute చేశానో automatically library create అయిపోతుందండి. You will get all the data from that library and you can continue your program. Understand this one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody has got any doubts?
Sir, can we change a temporary library to permanent library?
No, you should go back to G method and you should create it again one more time.
One more time.
That means you
But
should
can't
give a check
change.
mark. No, you cannot change that one.
Okay.
Clear, everyone? Okay, then I'm going to stop the class for today here. We'll see you in next class.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.